If there's a blowout of content here, I had intended merely to spark conversation about future hot springs research. Apologies if I need to hurry up or graphs are a bit top heavy. You can blame a broken TGV. We were there stuck for 3 or 4 hours on the way from Paris. So we will move it along. In the literature review, I undertook last year over 120 plus randomised controlled trials plus systemic reviews. We've seen what has already been studied. It's over the past 100 years or thereabouts, it's mostly medical, often with very low N values, and mostly site-specific. Polio, osteoarthritis of the knee, etc. Wendy stole my Roosevelt photo there. But that's mostly with a focus. Lots of it coming from Europe. More recently, the investigations have become broader, researching mood, sleep, mental health. And that seems to be the direction of balneology research. This was a great study of last year. The investigators found balneotherapy produced significant improvements for all variables in the total sample. You can see there, pain, mood, sleep and depression in healthy elderly people. That seems to be where it's going a bit more. It's well established that, osteoarthritis of the knee, this is a great thing to do. There's more, and we're researching that a lot more. Why did we do an observational survey, not another RCT of 300 people looking at your knee? Well, essentially, science needs more. We need to understand the populations more. So, market research, for instance, that's pretty easy stuff. I think it's who are you, what are your expectations, and of course, how did you hear about us? So that we can then frame the product for you. Health sciences research gives us much, much more. These are only observational online survey results, but they give industry richer understanding and give science a good foundation for further randomised controlled trials about specifics. We needed to find some figures that clearly define the bathing populations. And this is a model for something we want to do a bit more of. We certainly have done that. This information then leads to specific research questions, some further well-designed clinical studies that can further explore the physical and mental health, mental effects of hot springs bathing. So, it's only an observational study. It was not market research, but it is establishing the groups that we didn't actually know about. We had anecdotal evidence, but we didn't know about. How do we do it? Well, we had the backing of Peninsula Hot Springs. They've got 80,000 plus newsletter subscribers. We very specifically went after those who we knew were already fans and were coming back on a regular basis, because they're the ones who could tell us about sleep and so forth. If you did it in the foyer, they might be coming once. That doesn't help you a lot about sleep, for instance. The very basic demographics of all that came of here was 86% were female, 74% between the ages of 26 and 55. 63% of all respondents held a bachelor's degree or higher, which was of interest. We got close to 4,000 surveys completed by November last year. Now, here it gets interesting, though, as I said, if it gets top heavy with the graphs, just move me along, because I'm really here to point out what we don't know. This is only telling us a little bit about one place and what we did find. This gets interesting. I thought that the key point of difference of Peninsula Hot Springs and all marketing for 11 years has been this mineral composition of the water. Let's just have a look here. Oh, sorry, this isn't working again.
The red one is short.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe switched off there.
It might be.
Let's have to.
Let's do that. Yeah. Let's get it better.
But can you read it to us? Because from here I can't read it.
Yeah,
It's too small.
So it's cleanliness?
Truly, at this point,
Heat,
and
salts.
it's really quite deliberate. I have 68 pages of figures. We can do that, or I can simply show you. We're going to skip through it so I can show you what we've
Okay.
covered, and I'll point out a couple of those figures along the way. And one of them is look at the sounds of water in nature here. 72% of people, 4,000 people, found that as really important to their visit. And as a motivator for a positive bathing experience, that is right up there with the mineral composition of the water, which is the key marketing. So we start to learn.
How many people was this?
4,000. So we start to learn a few things here. Let's move it along. The smell of the water, interestingly, 58% rated it as high.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Yes, they do become surprising results.
It smells healthy.
Let's move along. But I might say, and up until that point, we were talking market research, I think. We still are a little bit here. We're talking activities and frequency of engagement while at the springs. They're probably standard for most of you. I do wonder how many leave the water on their skin when they leave at various springs, however, because we found that 32% don't shower when they leave. I thought that was really interesting. They really do enjoy the mineral. It's probably different at Rotorua. It's a bit more sulphurous.
Sure.
But we start to learn more about the guest. Again, I don't think we're yet in health sciences yet. We're still in market research. The usual time spent, you all know that. Let's say 41% of pools spent 2 hours, that sort of thing.
But you shouldn't spend 4 hours in the water, right?
Well, yes, that's right. But over an entire day with very many pool offerings, you might spend 3 hours in the lunch. Yes, you can. That's over the total day.
I know.
Let's look at motivators here. These four we absolutely anticipated. That's in the marketing from day one. Relaxation, escape, peace and tranquility, indulgence, connection with nature, though. Connection with nature was 74%. It's very high. And this became, there again, way up there at 68%. Being social and to connect. Again, this is a place where, for probably the first 5 years, was relaxation, escape, quiet, was the core marketing. People, 68% are coming to be social. So there's some discoveries along the way. Are we now in health sciences? Yes. This is beyond what market research will get you. I had anticipated that people slept better the one night after bathing. We knew that. That was anecdotal. But not the numbers here for 2, 3, 4 and more days later. 83% better sleep. So these guys are sleeping better for 2, 3, 4 more days later after bathing. I might just point out disrupted sleep, inadequate sleep duration for daytime fatigue, excess sleepiness and irritability, highly prevalent in Australia, 20 to 35%. Economic impact, they put at 5.1 billion per year. Longevity, again, astounding. Now we're moving into musculoskeletal. According to Arthritis Victoria, now called MOVE, there are 6.1 million Australians, 1.5 million Victorians living with arthritis, osteoporosis, back pain, and so forth, musculoskeletal conditions. The leading cause of disability and chronic pain in Australia. 7.4 billion in productivity losses. 14% of the people coming to the Springs had back pain. We didn't know that, we had evidence, but we thought they were coming for relaxation. They're actually, we're already getting a therapy market, but now it's evidence-based. And the relief and the longevity of the relief was really important. Again, here we're seeing the potential for reduced reliance on medication for further research. That has to start getting marketing people pretty excited, because if you can cut down on someone's over-the-counter medication, if they live in reasonable proximity to hot springs, they come twice a week, it's got to be huge. Now let's move into mental health. According to World Health Organization, depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. In Australia, it's estimated 45% will experience a mental health condition in their lifetime. In any 1 year, around 1 million Australian adults have depression. And over
What's the percentage one more time?
So 45% of people.
Yeah, and after that.
In any 1 year, around 1 million Australian adults have depression. And over 2 million have anxiety.
And what's the population?
About 24.
But is that normal?
That's actually, thought that was low, 1 million out of 24 million.
I think it is low. Yeah.
I think it's more than that.
So let's have a...
That's prescribed for depression.
Oh, that's prescribed, meaning
Oh.
we're not counting people in denial.
I'm just going to quickly give you, there's that key again. The colours don't mean much without it. But significant relief means, it lasts more than 2 days and or reduce reliance on other treatments. The significant relief figures for stress and anxiety and depression were really quite astounding. You've heard a little bit. Again, if we can provide potential for reduced reliance on medication, it's a massive... It's a massive new path, I think, even though we're in a place where medicine has been very much associated with SPAS for a very long time. You've got to have the evidence-based, the figures there. Now this is where it comes down to, again, we're back on track about why I'm here, why I'm talking to you, why the hot springs industry needs more research on a global scale. These results have defined populations for more research, but only for Australian research. Wider industry understanding and utility, multi-spring, multi-country surveys have got to best define those populations. For example, a global percentage of people visiting hot springs with stress and that efficacy would be a really handy figure to have for everybody. Now, again, an observational study modelled on what we did in Australia, which defines the behaviours, characteristics, motivations and experiences, will serve to provide a solid basis for further research and solid industry outcomes. And that's where, yes, it's great to have an industry outcome that says you've got to get a better knee, but we need more than that. Real information with practical applications such as marketing, with product evolution planning, facility design, those sounds of water and so forth are interesting figures to have. There's working with water authorities and government agencies. Well, there's a whole lot of authorities worldwide who mandate chlorine. What if they had some scientific evidence, a bit more about what else we can do? And working with healthcare agencies and medical professionals and their organisations. Bridging the gap again between the medicos and health and wellness authorities. So I'm going to conclude a little bit. Evidence-based research is rich in musculoskeletal, but sparse in what this room would define as fundamental elements of, we're talking wellness, well-being, and the medicos call mental health. Back to the research title. Well, it appears therapy and indulgence from this survey are one and the same to these visitors.
Wow.